reincarnation is.
Or also like that show on Netflix, Altered Carbon, where they died, but then they got everything about them on a disc, and you put them in a new body, and they come back.
And it's also like one of these people that race. They get a car, they're racing in it, but then he switches over to a new car.
Yeah.
And then he still drives the same, does the same tactics.
Same driver.
But it's just, you know, a different car.
Yeah. Same
like
driver, different car.
Yep.
That's all that.
This is Daniel's 12 and 13. But go thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy light at the end of days.
Hey, that's Daniel right there, man. Hey, Daniel isn't around today, is he? Spiritually, yes, but physically, no, man. That same body he had, he didn't have it today. He doesn't have it today.
Right.
But his spirit is on this earth, man.
Yep.
To fulfill this scripture right here.
That's
You know,
right.
in the last day, Daniel's still gonna be there, you know?
Right.
Also, Job, it said, my eye shall see my Redeemer again. Basically, his eyes is talking about his spirit. And the actual body of Job wasn't going to be here at this time and see Yahushua. He knew that he was going to come back and see Yahushua come back. Which means that Job is around right now. We don't know who he is because he's in a different vessel.
That's right.
And he's not going to know that he's Job in the reincarnation. But in the scripture, he did see, my eyes shall see him again.
Right.
Because your eye is the window to your soul. So he knew that his spirit would be put back into another body, and that it would be a time when Yahushua come back, and he's going to see that happen.
That's right. I got something real fast. This is Job 14 and 14. It says,
speak on it, bro.
Yep. It says, if a man die, shall he live again?
Right.
And that's a question be asked. Yes. You know yeah, like the brother said, it may not be in that same body, but that spirit is going to come back in another body.
Right.
You know, just like John the Baptist and Elijah and John the Baptist. You know, they had the same spirit. You know, he probably didn't look the same as he looked. You know, John probably didn't look how he looked when he was Elijah, but he had the same spirit. You know, he came back. He had the garment, the hairy garment. He ate the locust with the wild honey. You know, he was rough. He came in that same spirit.
Yep.
Hey, that's why I say, hey, the prophets are subject. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. That's proof right there. All right. It says, if a man dies, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. And all that applies to all the men of the Lord. You know, like and Daniel said the same thing. Hey, Ezra said the same thing. Ezra said, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days?
Right.
That's another scripture proving reincarnation, because Ezra ain't walking around here 1,000 years old, you know?
Some really old ass man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's Methuselah is the oldest man to ever live, recorded, you know? So that's going into reincarnation.
Hey, if he wouldn't have said that if his spirit wasn't going to be around there, man, or if he himself was going to be around there.
Right.
So that he already knew that there was reincarnation, and he's going to be reincarnated and in the same lot, doing what he still does in that time.
Right.
You know, he's not going to know anything about his former life, though. But he knew that, all right, I'm going to be there, and you know, I'm going to do the same thing that I'm going to be doing in that time. You know? That's why this scripture goes perfectly with what I just said. You get that Ecclesiastes, bro?
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 11. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come, but those that shall come after.
Hey, then Ezra got told what was going to come, but hey, once he got reincarnated, he didn't remember anything of the past life or anything what was told to him or what was going to come.
That's right.
So that's how it is, man.
That's right. That's why Peter, he said, "Go I stir up your pure minds by the way of remembrance." Oh, you once knew this. You know what I'm saying? Because we all once knew this. That's reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you know, if we those men, Lord willing, we all those men, we did this many of times. Right. You know, so it was just, this time the Lord didn't wake us up to our appointed time, you know?
That's right. Yeah, that's right, bro. Is there any more left?
Alright, you get that, bro. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings.
Hey, Ezra was talking, we were just talking about this. Ezra was just receiving that vision that what was gonna happen in 2,000 years later, you know? Yeah, bro.
Yeah, more than 2,000 years, because you see when the southern tribe was taken down into Babylon for its captivity, the Babylonians had burned all the Bibles, all the books, or actually all the scrolls. So the Israelites had no Bible. That's why when you read the book of Genesis, it always talks about Moses in the third person. Moses did this, Moses did that. Because the Lord gave Ezra the entire vision to rewrite the Bible, and what that means, he also gave him the vision of the end time coming event, the day of the Lord, Armageddon, right? And Ezra seen himself, and he was like, he was straight scared and stuff, like he says, woe is me, woe is me. You know, Jacob's trouble. He's seen all that, man.
Yeah, he knew that he would be back then.
Second Ezra chapter 14 is where you find what he's talking about. He's about to talk about.
Ezra saw the return of Yahushua in the 13th chapter. He saw the same vision in Revelation. You know?
John said the same thing.
John.
That same thing.
Hey, and Ezra is back, like I said, back here today, you know, doing what he's doing right now, you know? But if we knew who Ezra was in the spirit, if we go up to tell him, like, hey, how to look like, he's not gonna remember.
Right.
Because there's no remembrance of the former things, you know?
It's good to be that way, because that show that keep you humble. Because you knew who you was in your past life, then you be all high-minded, you're like, I ain't gotta do this and that, I already know who I am. But most times set it up that way, you know?
Hey, because Ezra got told that he was basically a part of the elect. So if he's in this life right now, you know, he's gonna be like, oh, I'm good, man. But the scriptures is a book of faith, man. It's clearly on faith, bro. So if you already know back then, like, all right, I saw this. Scriptures are real, man. You know, I know that the deliverance is gonna come. But then you need faith to actually do what you actually need to do, man. You know?
Hey, that's crucial, because he was told that he was part of the elect, but he wasn't going to remember that when he came back in the incarnation. That's why he was told that at that time, because it wasn't that time for y'all to try to come back to redeem the elect. So he was given that information because I'll say, like, it wasn't going to be beneficial for him to know it at that time. You know?
Hey, everything written aforetime is written for our learning.
Right.
So hey, for our learning, man, to verify the elect.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 1, verse 19. And this is the record of John, when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, who art thou? And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, I am not the Hamashiach. And they asked him, what then? Art thou Elias? And he saith, I am not. Art thou that prophet? And he answered, no.
Hey, but they said that too in Malachi. I think it was Malachi that said that. He goes, shall send Elijah again unto you. That's right there, John. Oh, you got that, bro? Yeah, get it, bro.
This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh.
Hey, man, hey, and that's right there, right here, right now. Hey, Elijah's right here, right now, man. Who is John? You know? Hey, and that's why those in Matthew they said, oh, are you John? You know? That was like, hey, oh no, I'm not. But hey, there's no remembrance of the former things, when he was clearly told that he was gonna come again. You know? So that really is John.
Yeah, but they didn't know that. But I mean, he didn't know that. But the people that was reading, they were like, okay, damn, this is him. A fear for men. That's like when Yahushua asked Peter, who am I? And he said, flesh and blood have revealed it unto you, but the Spirit did. So those men, if you're in the Spirit, if the Spirit working with you, you don't know who is who in the reincarnation.
Right. Even then, though, Jake understood the concept of reincarnation because there was like some say you're Elijah, some say you're Jeremiah, some say you're a prophet. You know what I mean? So that means that it's that reincarnation. They understood that.
Verse 22, then said they unto him, who art thou, that we may give an answer to them that sent us? What sayest thou of thyself? He said, I am the voice of one one crying in the wilderness.
He knew that much.
Right.
He knew that prophecy. You know what I mean?
Hey, just like today, you got Vocab whole ass Malone that made that video talking about Apostle Tahar was saying that he was Paul. Now, that motherfucker, you ain't in our circle. You don't understand things. You know, you don't understand shit. Paul is back somewhere today. Shit, dude just process and eliminate of who's really putting in the work and who really moving sincere as being a leader. That's all you have to, that's it. We can't even talk about, like Paul said it though. He said, I can't feed you with meat because you still need, you still need the milk.
You're a baby. Right.
You're a fucking baby still.
Speak on you carnally.
Right. I gotta speak unto you carnal. So we can't even, we don't go in, we just speak amongst ourselves with that because of the fact that the sincerity, the sensitivity of everybody, man. Right. Of Jake.
It's like King Masha, you know, it's the same thing.
Right.
Really, it just come down to faith, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe it, man. Who gives a fuck if you believe it?
Yeah, it don't even, you know, because it said that, but it said that the king, our king, was gonna go into captivity with us. Right. So where in the hell is this? Who is this, man? Right. There's a prophecy that has to be fulfilled. Remember, y'all was trying to say, not one jot or one tittle should be moved until all is fulfilled. Yep. Yeah. So it was prophesied our king was going to go into captivity with us. Yep. So one of the men that came out of One West, because that's where the truth came out of, had to be that guy. Yep. And the apostles, everybody figured it out.
Lord told Peter, what he told Peter that he's gonna build upon it. Right. He's that rock. He's that stone. He's gonna build his house upon. So you gotta have, you know, that spirit around. You gotta have it, you know.
That's right. Yeah, bro.
The head of the church.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then it comes down to faith, man. You know. Nobody got a gun in your head. You ain't gotta believe it, man.
Be a spiritual man.
But we believe. Why? Because we believe then, man.
That's right.
You know.
That's why I brought up that Galatians. Last week we went into that Galatians and I was bringing out where Paul said, "You don't listen to no angel." Yeah. That's why I was out. You know? Yeah. You know? Yeah. For those who can catch it. God damn it. Yeah. Person is saying it all over again. Yeah. Brothers don't just say that. Don't listen to no angel. That's a bold statement. Yeah. Alright? Yeah. But the head makes it clear not to listen to angels, so we know to say that. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, because he said it before.
Because he said it before.
And then, like the apostles' testimony of the old school that they were worshiping angels, you know?
Yeah.
So it's all, you know? So Jake was doing that. Jake was involved in that. How much more in the fucking Roman Empire, you know what I mean? Right. You know, Jake was doing that.
You got a lot of brothers, like brothers in the camp. We don't know who he's standing next to. Right. It could be. This brother could be standing next to me, could be fucking
Tobias.
You know, Tobias. He could be Samson. You know? He could be straight up Samson. The whole time that brother was Samson.
Stephen.
We be reading about this brother and shit, but we don't know right now. Yeah. We're gonna find out later. Like, oh shit, bro, you was still motherfucker. That's why. It is that strong motherfucker.
Hey, God, bro.
That's why you gotta have high respect for brothers, man. You're dealing with the Lord's team, the Lord's squad, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, you straight dealing with the Lord's team.
You might not be a man of the Lord, but hey, these men are, you know what I mean? Well, really, I mean, I hope you all are, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Lord willing, man. We don't get caught up into that. That's not, it's irrelevant as of right now. Right. But as being brethren in the ark that make our conversations juicy, we talk about that. Yeah. You know, we want the most juiciest conversations. So we talk about deep things.
That's right.
You know?
Hey, I remember one time, back when I was freshly coming into the truth, I was still in high school, and one day walking home with the brother, We just get along so fucking well that we just said to each other, hey, bro, I think we're brothers in the past life.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, because some spirits are drawn into each other, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, we were all drawn into this place right here, you know. And, hey, just because it was our lot.
Yep. Let's drop one though, then y'all best continue the conversation. Back in Luke chapter 1, verse 23, he said, this being, John chapter 1, verse 23, he said, this being the words of John, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of Yahweh, as saith the prophet Isaiah.
Ooh, hey, says the prophet Isaiah. You know, hey, everybody that was mentioned in the Bible, man, they all come back, man. All come back on this earth. Hey, you can believe it or you cannot, but we just get some good examples. And hey, that's facts right there, man. It's just factual in the scriptures that reincarnation is real, man.
That's right.
No way to get around it.
That's right.
Yeah, come on, get it?
This is Acts 5 and 28. It says, saying, yeah, give me a minute.
Hey, but like a
Straight up.
hey, but like I'm saying, man.
It is it? My bad, it's locking at Satan.
Alright, bro, get it,
This is
man.
Acts 5 and 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught.
Hey, so hey, all the times that the Most High has set up his men, you know, it's always been flourished, man. They always stood firm and kept on pushing, man. And hey, look, you can see that right now in the days, man. Who the real prophets of the Lord are?
Right.
Whose camp or whose group is always getting bad talked on, or who isn't flourishing as much? Who always has some troubles in there, man. You can see right here in GMS, we don't have much trouble, man. You know, we might have some niggas here and there, but hey, we're all spiritual men. We're all spiritual men here, man. So hey, you know that this is of the Lord, because it's still going, it's still pushing.
That's right.
You know?
That's why it all boils down to who the Lord chose, because you can't make yourself endure to the end. You know, that's why it says the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. You know what I'm saying? Because certain guys come into this truth. They may come in because they heard they might heard say the so-called white man's the devil. And they was like, oh, that was the little thing that got them in this. But then when they started going through the real, you know, the thing about really being in this thing, they get offended. You know, for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? They don't continue. And they don't continue no more because it wasn't in them. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have any root in this truth. And it's manifested, you know.
This is the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 4. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation.
Hey, that's that bad fruit coming in.
Yeah.
Man, it's just creeping in here, man.
Yeah.
When they don't belong there. You know? Hey, what? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
That's that parable of the marriage.
Yeah. Hey, you need to have that.
Hey, he was speechless when he was confronted.
There you go. Find his ass.
Hey, ordained into condemnation, right? I mean, they were already set up in the spirit to come up into this and fall out. They were already ordered to come. They were guided. That was their footstep to do that thing, man.
Hey, that's crazy, bro. Because then the scriptures say that everybody better for a man not to know the truth or not know the way of righteousness than to have heard it. Because then, hey, that's just basically the Most High condemning his ass, bro.
Hey, that's like he said. You can't make yourself endure in this thing, man.
Hey, you got
That's why everything is totally,
27, 28.
everything is totally purely off of faith, man. That's the only thing. Lord willing this, Lord willing that, Lord willing to come out next Saturday, Lord willing to make it to the end, Lord willing to get delivered. Because you can't force yourself, man. That's like you can't force the court to the river. You can't force and direct your footsteps on how it's gonna be played out.
Hey, that's why. Sorry.
Because I was gonna say, you take a piece of a puzzle. If a piece of a puzzle don't belong to a certain puzzle, it's not gonna fit. You can't make it fit. You can't cut corners to make that piece fit in that puzzle. If it's not part of that puzzle, it's not gonna fit. Right. It's the same thing with the body of the elect. If you the Lord made you a part of that puzzle, which is the body of the elect, that piece, you're gonna fit in wherever the Lord wants you to fit in. But if you're not a part of that whole puzzle, you're not gonna fit. I don't give a damn what you do.
I'll just squeeze them.
Hey, bro, that's why the scripture said that make your calling and election sure, because we're not sure of this, bro.
Yeah.
You could just come in here and be made as an example for the elect.
That's right.
Well, we're not actually elect, but hey, that's why we gotta do what the elect is doing nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, study, make sure you're feeding the flock.
Exactly.
Hey, make sure you're growing and increasing in knowledge.
Yeah.
All that, man. So you can make sure, like, all right, I'm really part of the elect, man. I'm doing what I need to do. So when the day come, you know, I'm gonna pray that the Yahushua picks me up on a chariot. You know?
You gotta drop that scripture, man.
Right.
Bro, backing up what you said, Tawad. It's the Lord that keep doing this thing.
I'm gonna jump down to verse 24. The brother asks, "This Jude 1 and 24. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling, and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy."
Hey, and that's the Most High, man. He's the one that keeps you from falling off from the truth, and keeps you purified, man. That's bro, that's just crazy.
Hey, Yahushua is the only one that knows who the elect. That's why in Romans, if they're those that are given into my hand, those are mine. Huh?
None of them have been lost.
Hey, Con, that's why.
Basically, the Most High gave the elect to Yahushua hand, so whoever the elect is, that's gonna be it. You know?
Hey, bro, you said that the Yahushua knows who the elect. Hey, that's why when he was making miracles of feeding food, you know, making food, that's why he knew in his mind, all right, these guys right here, they're just following me for food, man.
Gotcha right now.
Another part too.
2 Timothy 2:19. Nevertheless, the foundation of the Most High standeth sure, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his.
Yeah.
And let everyone that nameth the name of Yahushua depart from iniquity.
Check it out though, too.
Yeah.
One of the stories of when the Lord came to one of the disciples was his name was Nathan.
Yeah.
He said, I see you sitting under a tree. He said, how knowest thou me?
Yeah.
And I forgot what he said.
No, he walked up from a distance.
Yeah.
And Yahushua said, an Israelite indeed.
Right.
And he said, how you know me? He said, I knew,
And who is no
No
God?
doubt.
I'm getting it right.
He said, how do you know me, basically? He said, I knew you. Basically, he told him what he was doing earlier.
Yeah.
That's
That's because the Lord know who was his.
We got to get that. Exactly, bro. That's why he was calling him, though.
Yeah.
He was able to go and, follow me.
Just walk up to him
Follow
and boom.
me. Yeah, that was it.
Boom.
Hey, I got a freak
Boom.
up.
Yep. You got to get that one, Malak.
Because he said, grab. He said something along the line. Bro, he said something along the line. He grabbed those that we called and grabbed them.
Say it again, Ak.
Hold on. Like 5 minutes ago. I'll bring it out. It's John 17 and 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, which are the elect. For they are thine, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. Right? Because when that time we're in the when we get crowned by Yahushua, because those are the one that stood for the name of Yahushua. So Yahushua have the elect that are his.
Hey, and
That's right.
He's been having the elect since when he first came on, man.
Yep.
Hey, that's why he knew when he went to Peter and Simon, hey, you two follow me.
Yeah.
Because he already knew, you know what shows that they're elect? They just dropped everything and just left. You know? That's how I know the elect, because the elect will just do anything for Yahushua, man.
Yeah,
So drop whatever they're doing and go straight with Yahushua.
He also knew that the one that was going to betray him from the jump. He always knew that Judas was a piece of shit, man.
Right.
But he had to fulfill. King David prophesied about Judas betraying the Lord.
Hey, see, so the Lord Ben knew that. And then when the disciples actually came around, it tell you certain incidents that happened with Judas that show he was off.
like we're dealing with the perfume.
Yeah.
The perfume on the Lord's hair. He was trying to keep the money. He was trying to keep the money, and the Lord cut his ass. He was like, look, the poor they always have. But me, I'm finna get ready to be offered up.
Hey, we'll show you that Yahushua came to do the will of the Father. Just think about it. He knew that Judas was a piece of shit the whole time. They rolling together. Yahushua's probably being cool with him. Like,
still wash his feet.
Right. You know?
Still wash his feet. Still wash his feet, man.
Give me up, and I'm still washing feet. Because he served the Most High. He didn't serve man. He didn't serve himself.
My fault.
It's gonna say he laid his life, man. He knew what it was, man.
Man, Yahushua know that this is the Lord's program, period. Whether Jake be wicked or fucking now, or whether Jake be righteous, it don't even. The Lord, the Most High got everything how it's supposed to be. You know, that's why it's like you know, Jake fucking up, then 2/3 they gonna die or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, damn, I'm glad the Most High didn't make me like him. You know, somebody got to fulfill the 2/3 roles too. You know, and it's all because the Lord decided to do it like that.
Hey, shit, Yahushua had compassion on the Jakes I was following. Just eat. Yahushua is compassionate, man.
And he gave Judas Iscariot the sock.
And he had no words for that nigga that was talking shit next to him on the cross, man. He didn't have no words for that nigga, man. The other dude rebuked him, but he ignored that nigga, man.
He didn't have no words for him, bro. Like, look, man, you don't even understand what's going on. You just talking shit, you don't know.
Now, jump down. It's John 17, and right there. Oh, verse 15. I pray not thou should have taken them out of the world, but that thou should keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word